How's it going, everyone? So I wanted to react to this video about a teacher that has prosthetic breasts and went to school with those prosthetic breasts. Now I saw the thumbnail, and these do not look like your average or normal prosthetic breasts that any person would usually have. But I heard that it's causing a lot of controversy. People are talking about it. I might be late to the news, but I still wanted to react to it. I believe this video is from Fox 26 Houston. I saw that there were other videos about this, but they were shorter. They were like 2 minutes or 1 minute or 3 minutes. So I decided to watch a video that's a little bit longer than that. I believe this clip is about 5 minutes and 20 something seconds. I heard that a lot of people have been complaining about it. I believe this teacher lives in Canada, so I don't live there, so I'm not really sure how some of the laws or rules work. But I figured, why not add my 2 cents into this conversation? I also really want to diversify my videos. I don't just want to do reactions to movies or TV shows. The way I'm going to approach this video is on the side of logic, trying to approach it in a way that makes the most sense to me. Maybe my opinion will be part of the minority or it might offend some people, but I figured, why not just talk about it? Real quick, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification, that way you'll always be updated when a new video drops. And without any further ado, let's get started.
All right, you ready for this one? Go big or go home. This transgender teacher in Canada has sparked a protest after turning up to classes with these breasts.
It's still wrong,
Some
even if
call
the
them
teacher's
clownish
trans.
breasts. We have both an educator and a parent joining us on The Factor Uncensored tonight
Damn,
to
look at
talk
those.
about the breast or the teacher.
To talk about the breast
No
or the
one,
teacher.
I would assume, on this panel is against people living the life they want to, transgender, what have you. But when you took a look at this picture in this video of this teacher walking around the campus like that, your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna be honest, I was very shocked. And I was like, oh, we gotta be, that's a little risque. In your
It's
private
inappropriate.
quarters.
It's not even risque, it's inappropriate. Like, look at you could even see the nipples. Like, are you serious? What was this teacher thinking? Uh, and these, look, they had to blur the faces of the kids because assuming they're still in high school, so they're obviously minors. And you obviously don't want to put their faces on camera, but can you imagine having to go to class and then seeing a teacher come into school looking like that? Those are just so unnecessary. They're just so absurd. Like, honestly.
I think that's appropriate. But for kids, we have to be careful because I think it's the parents' choice on. Let me say it like this: everybody have their rights,
At least she's
but we
out.
got
The
to know
teacher's
when to
outside.
implement that. And so, just looking at her dress code, the dress code just wasn't appropriate. So we got to be careful. We got to
And
be
it
careful.
could be a major distraction to children in school.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Lewis, let's hear from you on this.
I thought it was embarrassing. There's got to be a gender rights activist out there shaking his or her head right now. I mean, this goes way overboard. That was a gross caricature of a woman, and to see the nipples protruding,
Exactly.
this happened. This happened, to my understanding, it happened, overnight, where this guy just decided to strap on two 10-pound breasts or whatever it was,
10 pounds.
and teach shop class. So yeah, it's a huge distraction, and it confuses children, And so the goal here is to educate children. Then you educate them. You don't have to promote your identity at your workplace. That's not something that you're there to do. That's not what they pay you for.
That's true.
Now, we're hearing that the school district, and this is
And that's true. Like, as a teacher, your job there is to educate the kids. You know what I mean? Like, your like, that's your main purpose, is to teach them the subject that you are designated, that you are qualified to teach. And this this was just absurd. Like I truly think that this teacher wanted attention. You know what I mean? Because why dress like that? Why wear those massive prosthetic breasts? Like, because like unless you want attention, because those are the only signals I'm getting here. Because the teacher could have worn proper clothes that don't have, if the teacher wanted to wear normal prosthetic breasts, they could have just worn a smaller size, but instead they decided to go overboard. They decided to cause controversy, and look where we're at now.
In Canada is supporting and standing behind this educator. Do you think, Lewis, that this could be a
What?
distraction? Hearing that the school district, and this is in Canada, is supporting and standing behind this educator. Do you think, Lewis, that this could be a distraction for the students where they're no longer focused on education and this becomes the center of attention at the school?
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly.
And what they've done is they've redirected all focus, in his case, as a shop teacher, from shop to his gender identity. And that's sad because, I don't lead with my sexuality. I'm a straight male, but I don't have to come to class with a 2-inch thick root strapped to my leg to kind of show that I'm that. And so this is a huge
That's a
distraction.
fair point.
It's a loss. But it also outlines the fact that this sexual identity, gender identity thing has just gotten way out of control. Something that's so personal is now being paraded in public as the first introduction. Hey, this is who I like to sleep with, and that's sick, in my opinion, particularly in school.
Have we
I
gone
mean,
to
he has a fair point. I don't think as teachers, whoever you are, however you identify, it's important for you to lead with that, or to let to let your students know that. Because I remember when I was in high school, like no teacher, even if they were straight or not, ever made it a big deal for the kids to know who they are intimate with. You know what I mean? Like, it was never. It's very inappropriate, no matter how you identify, because those are students. They're not really your friends. You're not supposed to talk about something very personal, very intimate like that. So yeah.
too far, Anetta, when it comes to being woke in society, being accepting in society? Obviously, acceptance is something we want, but
Mhm.
are we accepting any damn thing now?
Well, it appears that way, that we are just allowing some things. Look, if you want to be transgender, that is your business. And we're not knocking that, because they have rights, we have rights. But what we're saying is that we have to be, I think, very classy, very careful, and make sure it's done in a way that if we want our students to learn something, let's do it effectively and not just do it in a shock value. Let's, prepare them and talk to them about it.
Absolutely.
One article described it as clownish like breasts.
Yeah,
Well,
that's fair.
it
That's
looks
fair.
like, I'm gonna say this. It looked like that she didn't have a bra on. I have to wear a bra at work,
Look at those.
so we gotta do things in order.
I don't even think there's a bra for that teacher's size. Like, look at those. Like, they're actually hanging over. I'm pretty sure the teacher can't see the belt that the teacher's wearing. So now if you look, the teacher's actually leaning forward because the breasts are so huge. It's like having a big stomach. A gut. Sometimes, like, you can't see your own belt because your gut is so huge. But at least for the gut, it's not inappropriate, because that is, like, it's like, for example, like, it's obvious. A stomach is not the same as breasts. You know what I mean? Because the breasts are more private. They're more intimate parts that you shouldn't be parading around like that. And those are prosthetic. Like, still, like, those are not the teacher's natural breasts. You see, if these were natural breasts, it would be a different story, because that is how the person's born. It's who they are. And then, like, because I believe there's some articles where there are some teachers. Okay, I haven't read them, but I heard there are articles where teachers are being reprimanded by the school board or the parents saying that their natural body is a bit too distracting for their kids, which is a different case because those teachers, that is how, like they said, like I said, that's their natural body. They can't help it. But this was a choice, and the teacher just wanted attention here, and it's very disappointing to see.
And it's rules and regulations for a reason. So we won't do things that's a little bit outlandish. Let's be clear. Me and your guests here, we're not saying, hey, if you want to be transgender, we have no problem with that. That's not the issue. The issue is
See the
that
nipples.
we got to understand that we have kids and
That
people
boy has
have to
to
choose what they want their kids to
probably
learn.
all
One parent may
surprised
be
and
okay
confused.
with their transgender child knowing this person, no problem. But let's make sure that we've done things in order. We got to do things in order and just not be just wild in the ass. I'm just being honest.
Well, let's see.
Look like Batman's enemy. All right. What's the thing's name? Penguin. You know, when I saw it, I thought it was a joke. I had no idea that was a real thing that was going on in Canada.
You just call teacher a penguin.
Yeah.
Welcome to Canada. All right. Thank you both for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored tonight. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
There's not much more we can say after that. Let's just move on.
That was an interesting topic. All three of them, the people that were talking here, made valid points. You know, I didn't know the teacher is actually trans. You know, but that still doesn't make what the teacher did acceptable. You know, it was still inappropriate. And if anybody from Canada watches this video, please let me know if this is something that you would find acceptable in your country. Because I would think, like I said in my intro, I approach this in a more logical way. And I would think that this is unacceptable anyway. And it's quite shocking that the school board is actually standing with this teacher, as if the teacher did nothing wrong. The teacher came in with massive prosthetic breasts. You know, this has nothing to do with the teacher's identity. If someone who wasn't trans came into school with those breasts, it would still be wrong. And I hope that this doesn't turn into something that's almost as if they're targeting this teacher because of their identity, because that would be a weird way to twist things. Just dress appropriately when you get to school. It's simple as that. Students have to do it, and so do teachers. But yeah, you know, that's my 2 cents on the topic. Please tell me in the comment section below what you thought about this video. I do have other videos for you to watch. They'll probably be in one of these corners at the top. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.